Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, depending on where you are. And thank you for joining us with our October challenge. And here we are on the 12th of October, day 12 of our challenge, where we're showcasing the charity and what we have done in the 14 years since we began. So my name's Jackie. I am the founder of Julian Campbell Foundation, a foundation named after my brother who took his life due to mental health difficulties. And from that time, we support children and young people. We're an early intervention organization, and we help young people manage their mental health and well-being, be it stress, anxiety, depression. And because we're an early intervention and we show young people how to manage their mental health and well-being, we then do that and give them the tools that they need to be able to manage their mental health and well-being for the rest of their life. We would see a young person 1 hour a week for up to 12 weeks. And during the pandemic, before much of it used to be face-to-face, in person, or our mood mentors would go into schools. And then with the pandemic, of course, schools were closed and there wasn't any way that we could meet. So we then quickly retrained our mood mentors and went online and started doing our mood mentoring calls through Zoom calls, which was highly effective, or much more effective than no intervention at all. And now, since the pandemic, we have both of the services. So we have mentors that go into schools and have a drop-in service and help young people manage their mental health and well-being. And also we do have Zoom calls, and we have one, face-to-face and Zoom calls as well. So the purpose of this video is that now we've got about 2.5 weeks left until half term. And our young people, or young people in your lives, they would have started back at school after the summer holidays at the beginning of September. And I want to focus on year sevens because we've done a lot of research and we've supported quite a few young people. We've mentored quite a few young people. And what seems to be happening is that a young person will start falling into difficulties, maybe breakdowns in their relationships at school. There might be bullying. However, what we've seen is, looking back on it all, the parents have seen as well and said to us, well, my daughter or my son, when they were in primary school, it was really great. They were confident, they were outgoing, and then something happened. They went to secondary school and everything changed. Like, why has that happened? And it's really interesting. So today, let's look at some of the things that can happen that bring that on. So at primary school is a totally different structure. I mean, and as well, I'm speaking as an ex-secondary school teacher. It's a totally different structure. You've got one teacher in the class and the young person stays there for the majority of the day and they do all of the subjects. And then going into secondary school, it's quite different because then you're going to several different teachers. Sometimes the schools are really big. It's just a completely different ball game. Sometimes going into secondary schools can mean that friendships or old friendships have been broken as young people are going to different schools. So it can be different for that young person to settle down. So what can we be doing as a parent or a carer if we've got a young person that's going through this change? And with one of our schools, we do a summer school, and it's a summer school for year sixes coming up to year sevens. We found that that's really helped. And in the summer school, we'll run drama workshops. We'll look at aspects that really impact youth. That can be looking at the danger of social media, also as well anxiety, minimizing anxiety and making friends. Because in that summer school, the year sixes are bonding with and making friends with other year sixes, and therefore the relationships can start developing from that time before they do start secondary school, like a week or two later, which is much better than having the whole of the expanse of the summer holidays and that uncertainty, and then coming into school, their new school, and and the dust not falling yet, and that young person doesn't know what's going on. So we've had these drama workshops have been really good, and also as well as drama workshops, there's art workshops, and there's other sections as well. But it's just like a summer school, and that's really helpful to help those year sixes bond with other year sixes. And also as well, we have mentored year sixes to help them deal with that period of adjustment, because let's face it, it is a real, it's a real change, going from one key stage to another. The teaching is different. Everything is different. And so it really helps for us as parents to keep some regularity around. So making sure, and I spoke about this the other day, just making sure that we're having about 4 or 5 meals a week together. It's really important to be doing that, so the young person can then talk about their day, how things are going, and then inside that conversation start developing like ideas of what they can do next, with no mobile phones at the table as well, because it's really great to be able to speak and listen to that young person. So as well as that, having firm bedroom times to make sure that the young person is going to bed at about 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, because they need a good night's sleep after they've done their homework and have had their meals, so they can be productive the next day. Sometimes I've taught young people and they've been up all night watching, playing video games, or they haven't been able to sleep and they haven't really been productive for the next day. So it's really good to be able to keep an eye on them, to make sure that you've got the structures there, that, that they're coming home at certain times, they're doing their homework at certain times, that they're having their meals, and they're speaking with the family at certain times and going to bed at certain times as well, to have everything fixed and everything rigid, not rigid, but to have a routine. So, so that young person can have space then to develop. So we've spoken about, having somebody to speak with, and being and providing the space as parents for that young person, making sure as well that they're getting themselves prepared, like, their bag, or they're getting their bag and everything ready the day before so they can take it with them the next day, and just helping them and setting up that framework so they can have themselves organized. So by the half term, they know where everything is, they know their new routines, they've got a handle on it all, and then they can continue in the second part of the half term, just settle into the school. I mean, us as teachers, it's just a really exciting time of the year. We've got our year sevens, and they're there with their little backpacks and everything, like really keen and excited about being in school. And then us as teachers, it's really important for us to make sure that they settle in, and that we provide a listening ear, or provide them with support if there's anything that they need. So really, it's a really important time of their lives. It's a time of change where they're developing, they're growing into teenagers. So it's for us to make sure that we're listening, that we're there, and that we're giving them advice if they need it. And also as well, like if you're a parent, you might want to spend some one-on-one time with your daughter, go out and do the girly things. It's kind of like, like getting nails done or something like this. And with boys, it's a bit different, because you can set it up for them to speak, but it's, in my experience, we've found it difficult for boys to open up, and they might do it at a time when you least expect it. And if they come up to you when you least expect it, and that could be a time that you're going out or you're doing something, then it's really important that you set a time for them to be able to speak. So making sure you're there to be that listening ear, to help support them fully at this time of change. So today we've been looking at year 6, year 7 transition, which is it's a very, very important time for our young people. And what we can do as adults and parents to help our young people kind of like slip into that, slip into the pace, and really get used to things. So by the time that in the second half of their first term, they're really getting used to things, and going around to all of these different classrooms and different teachers, and and different expectations and requirements. So first of all, just making sure that you provide a structure. So making sure that, you know, they're leaving home a certain time, they're coming home a certain time. There's a time schedule for them to do their homework. That also as well, that you're eating together without any mobile phones around, listening to what they're dealing with and helping them construct meaning and, you know, and situations, because some of them might be falling out with their friends, or they're forming, you know, they're forming ideas or plans or something. So just listening to them, having that routine, making sure that they're, you know, they're not up all night. And also as well, if there is a summer school, you know, there might be something in the half term, you know, making sure that your young person goes there and participates in the school. So thank you for watching this video. Here we are, day 12 of our 30-day challenge. And some of you might want to find out more information, because I've written a book, Runs in the Family, for parents dealing with young people, to help them manage their mental health and well-being. So please do check the link below, and visit the patronage website and see if there's anything there that interests you. So thank you for watching this video. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.